Hello everyone, and my name is Brinsley Sky. I've been a practicing witch for over half a decade now. I apologize for the way I sound, and I'm gonna be winded because I'm extremely exhausted. I'm recovering from a sickness, a bug, a something, and I am trying to make a bunch of videos. So if you hear me like this in other videos, that is the reason why, is because I'm kind of recovering. Anyway, this is going to be a fun video because your girl went to Salem, Massachusetts over the weekend, and it was beautiful. It was so nice. It was absolutely, it was, 6-hour drive, not too bad, not too shabby. It really wasn't that bad. As far as waiting wise, I didn't drive up. I did drive like halfway back. We split who drove back. But it really wasn't a bad drive. I'm gonna probably be going again in like 2 weeks or so. Just because I loved it that much. I am going to be making a little vlog type video when I do go back again, and I cannot wait. It was absolutely fantastic. I felt so at home. The fact that I could go anywhere and see people like me and practicing witches and was just fantastic. It wasn't like hokey or anything. Like, there were some stores where you could tell where they just had things just to have things, but there were other stores that were absolutely phenomenal, and I really want to kind of find nooks and crannies stores in the area, because we just went, I went with 2 of my friends, and we just went to a couple of the shops in like the main area, but I really do hope that the next time that I do go, I see a little bit more. So this is just a little haul video of what I got, because I bought a lot. I spent a lot of money. Didn't mean to, but I did. I I was supposed to just get cash out, and then I realized that what if there was something that was like a little bit more pricey, and I didn't have the money to get it. It really freaked me out. So I wound up taking my card anyway. So anyway, this is just some of the stuff that I got. I'm not showing you everything because some things just don't matter to this channel. But anyway, so I'm gonna try my best to remember what stores I got these in. Some of the stores I cannot for the life of me remember off the top of my head, but I will put the names of everything that I can kind of gather in the description. I'm gonna try and group everything like with the shops that I went to. So this was actually from one of the souvenir type shops. Isn't it cute? Look how adorable it is. It has a little Salem, Massachusetts on the bottom. Anybody who knows me, I love Vincent van Gogh. My favorite. And it's like a little cork board. Nice little clanky sound. I'm probably going to use this for like a teapot or something. Or even just like a little trinket dish. I wish that it had like a little hangy thing, because I'd probably just like hang it on the wall. But that was actually from one of like the little souvenir type shops. And then there was a shop. It was like a little goth shop. It was really, really cute. And it was called Die With Your Boots On. You've probably seen it or heard of it. My friend actually saw it on TikTok and then was like, all right, we gotta have to go there, like when we get there. And so when we stopped, like, I already knew that this would be really difficult, but I knew that when I went to Salem, I wanted to buy more materials for my craft versus things that I could wear, and it was so difficult for me to make sure that my money went to things for my craft and not for me just to wear. So when we entered this store, like when we entered this little shop, it was breathtaking, because if anyone knows the smell of leather and how it just hits you, like that's how you know it's the good stuff. That's how you know it's the good stuff. And how you know that it's a goth store, because the boots always have that smell. Even the vegan boots, even the vegan leather boots still have that smell. So we went in the shop before. I'm like, I kind of scouted the area and I was like, all right, I know what I want. I'm gonna sleep on it. And then the next day we went, I was like, yep, still want it. So I went back and got it. I've been wanting a belt like this for so long. It's like a double belt, little double buckle, double buckle belt, double buckle belt. And it's got the nice snaps, man. It's got the nice snaps. Little stretchy action going on with some snaps. Gotta love it. Like, nobody wants to actually take a buckle on and off. Let's be real, okay? So I got this, right, because I've been wanting one for a very long time. And then there was this dress. It was a very nice dress. And nobody seems to appreciate it like I do. I don't know why. I've thought that, like, when people saw this dress, they would be like, ooh. But no, nobody is like, ooh. They're just like, oh, that's cool, I guess. I'm like, what do you mean? It's beautiful. So it's this dress. It's got a little lacy front kind of piece going. It's like a baby doll dress. It's got these nice long sleeves because we love a good sleeve. And the print is absolutely beautiful. I'm going to flip it over and kind of show the print off a little bit more. It is absolutely gorgeous. If I have the energy, I will be putting a video here of me wearing it, and just showing it off a little bit because it really doesn't do it justice. Just showing it, I absolutely loved it, and I knew I needed it as soon as, like, I saw it. So the next store that we kind of went to, I saw this bookstore on our way into downtown part of Salem, and it was, I think it's called Pyramid, and I think it's called Pyramid Books, and they had a bunch of tarot decks. And when I went to Salem, I was like, okay, I want to bring home decks. I don't really want to spend too much money on books. Well, I got there, and no deck was, like, screaming out to me. Like, I wanted to get a new tarot deck so badly, and, like, nothing was just calling out to me. And I was like, you know what? It's not meant to be. That means that I need to wait on it. I need to do a little bit more deep diving with tarot. I need to do something. And so, like, the thing that I liked, though, was that most of the decks that they had there were all demo decks. So, like, they had a demo deck where you could go through and see all the artwork and do all of that. But they had these at the register, and it's like a little gypsy witch. They're playing cards, but they're fortune telling cards, and they have little tiny sayings on them. I don't know too much about these. I think that's why I wanted them so badly. But they have like a little intro on the inside, and it's like they have a short reading and then a long reading. They're numbered. So, and it's almost like it's like a spread, like a card spread. And then, once I go through this, like, I might, like, put a little bit more information about that, about how where these came from, how they work, the history behind them, because I really do think that that's very important. So before I actually use these in any type of work, I will be doing a little bit more research on them. Other than that, there was this deck. It's called the Spirit Animal Oracle. Hard time with oracle decks or tarot decks that actually are a little bit too digitally, like, digital artwork. There's just something that I can't connect to them as much. I don't know why, but if the artwork isn't enticing to me, I have a hard time really connecting with the deck, and it's just how I am. It's just a visual aspect of things. But with these cards, animals have always been such a big part of my craft and what I pay attention to most. So when I saw these and I flipped through them, they were absolutely beautiful. Like, they were breathtaking to me. Like, we got lizard spirit, and these are just, like, some of them. I'm not going to go through all of these since I am showing a good amount of the cards. Like, even the dog spirit, be loyal. Like, all of these are just so beautiful. And when I was going through the demo deck of these, I absolutely fell in love with them. I actually liked the other ones too. I think I'm gonna wind up getting the other ones that this artist did, just because of how much I love this deck, these cards. So it comes with a good old big book. We love a good old big book. And that was that. We got Samhain, this book. I have other ones in this series, but I just wanted to I'm trying to complete the series, but as needed, not because I'm just trying to get books to get books. I love these so much. These are absolutely phenomenal. They have recipes, they have spells, they have lore, they have everything that you absolutely need in such a small little tiny book, and I love them so much. I highly recommend them if you are trying to dive a little bit deeper into the Sabbats. Psychic Witch. When I was going through this book, it really just kind of grasped me a little bit. I like to say that I feel like I am more of I have abilities, but I don't know how to control my abilities as much as I would like to, as well as I like to learn a little bit more. I know how to do readings for people, and I know how to listen to spirits, and I know how to listen to otherworldly things, but I don't know, and I know how to protect myself and ground myself, but I don't know how to do a little bit more. And when I kind of talks a little bit, it even goes through the elements. Like it talks about different forces, painting a light, how to cast a circle, self-possession, like all of these things. It's just kind of like a catch-all book. I thought that it would be a good read, and if I find one aspect of these things a little bit more, then I'll deep dive into them. But with books like this, I have a tendency, I like a physical book rather than looking on the internet and getting lost and not getting any answers. It's becoming more and more difficult to get answers on the internet. So I am going back to my roots and finding books and taking the time and the money to really just buy what I need. Another book that I got was Tree Magic. This is actually phenomenal. It talks about the different types of trees, the lore and the legend behind the tree, not just the magical properties of the tree, but the actual legend and the energy and where it all comes from, which is so important. I am sick and tired of knowing just the properties of things and not knowing the reasoning behind anything. And that's kind of where my next step in my craft is, especially now that I'm doing more physical world stuff, whether it's herbalism or, like just working with my hands a lot more. I want to know everything that I possibly can. Animal frequency. This is kind of a big catch-all kind of book. It has different animals. It just goes on and on and on and on and on. This has mythological creatures as well as, I almost say regular creatures because mythological creatures are regular creatures too, but it also has just your everyday animals, like animal totems. I liked this because it literally tells you, it's very straightforward. It's very traits, challenges, elements, the primary colors, the appearances, it assists when it comes into view, when this happens, the frequency, and then it also gives you a little bit more. So this was a very nice book for reference, especially because totems come up in my life so much. And that's what I got from, other than this, I did wind up getting my friend the Starman Tarot. They're a very, very big Bowie fan, and I found the collector's edition, the box set, the one of 3,000, and I bought that for them. It was a really good find. I'm really proud of myself that I found it. And that was everything from the Pyramid Book Place. So this is where we get into the fun stuff. There was a shop. It's called Enchanted. Beautiful, beautiful shop. You literally walk in and you feel like you're home. And they had everything. They had magical cords, like spell cords, with that were beautifully made. They had tarot decks. They had even the, oh, I can't think of what they're called, to put the candle out. I wanted to get one, but I wasn't able to because of what I'm about to show you. So I was walking around when the first night that we were there, we were checking out the shops just to see what shops we would want to go to. And when we were walking around this shop, I was just kind of looking at everything, and I'm looking at the walls, and my eyes kind of key in on the corner, and there's a mannequin, and there's like a cloak on the mannequin, and I'm like, huh, okay, that's beautiful, but I can't afford that. And it wasn't necessarily I can't afford it. It was more of I don't know. Like, there's something like pulling me to it, but I'm just not sure yet. So like I walk back around and I'm looking at the herbs that they have on the wall. I'm looking at, they had deity statues, like absolutely beautiful. Like it felt so at home. Like it felt so at home. So some of the things that I got from there were, I got some skull cap, kind of hard to come by for me, and mugwort. I was able to get some mugwort because this stuff is sold out everywhere. I tried getting some on Mountain Rose Herbs because that's where I get my herbs for my products, and nothing. I can't find it anywhere. So I did get some mugwort and some skull cap, because I'm going to be doing a hand fasting for one of my friends. The other thing that I did wind up picking up, and this was very much like I looked at the box and like felt compelled to get it and just wound up getting it. It's called the Quantum Tarot. This is it's I have not gone through this yet, but it's a lot. Like it makes me feel very deep, and I'm not quite sure why. There might be something that I have to kind of look into here. Cute little book that usually comes with it. This is just some of the cards, like some of the cards, the way that they look. It's very otherworldly. Like this is I think why it makes me feel so much is because my dreams look like this very often. A lot of my dreams are very much like this, very much. So that's just some of the artwork from this deck. This is like the grand finale. And I will be posting a separate video of me wearing it because it will just not do it justice. Next day, right? Go into the shop. I wanted to get herbs, so I go and I get my herbs. I'm holding them in my hand. And then I go and I pick up the tarot. Now the tarot's on one side and the mannequin's like over here, right? Looking at the tarot, I pick up this box and I'm like, okay, yes, I will take this with me. And my head, I'm literally about to go and walk out. Like I'm about to step and walk out, and my head just immediately is like, in my head, I'm like all I kept hearing was, get the cloak. That's all I kept hearing was, get the cloak. I've been looking for a ceremonial cloak for so long, for when I am doing outside rituals, when I'm doing things that mean a lot to me, when I really, really am dressing myself the way as I'm practicing. And I just kept saying it in my head, like it just kept happening, kept coming up in my head, get the cloak, just, you need it, get it. It's and it wasn't like get the cloak, like you need it. Like it was very much of that calm higher self whisper voice just saying, get the cloak. It's meant for you, get it. And I went up to the counter and I'm holding my herbs and I set them and I was like, I think I'm gonna get the cloak that's on the mannequin. And the girl was like, oh wow. She was like, oh, I'm so glad, like me and my coworker have been looking at it for a while, and we just felt like it belonged to somebody else. I'm like, oh boy, like, I hope I'm that person. I'm not taking it from somebody else, like, because in my head I'm like, you're not good enough, but I know that I'm compelled to get this. So, absolutely gorgeous. This is the hood. Okay, and this is absolutely gorgeous. It is so warm, and on the bottom here there's like a little embroidered stitched, and again, like, I will be posting a video of me wearing it because it really just doesn't do it justice, but I am head over heels with this. I feel so at home. I feel like this is 1000% my calling. It is no longer a business. I kept looking at that on my manifestation board today, and I'm like, that's not right. That word is just not right for this. It's not. This is my passion. This is my calling. This is what I'm doing with my life. And, you know, if I have no words. This trip was truly eye-opening. And the fact that I felt so at home going around to the shops and the places and seeing the people, and they were not rude. The people weren't rude. Like, I felt like I felt awful. I felt like an asshole. Like, I really did, because I was like, everyone's nice. I'm like, I'm not used to nice people. I'm used to trying to, like, be defensive and stand up for myself and all that. And it was gorgeous. It was beautiful. The environment was gorgeous. The energy was amazing. There was not a time. The only time that I felt any sense of heaviness was when we were at the memorial for the Salem witches, which is to be expected. And that was also extremely eye-opening, and it was one of those things where you just had that appreciation for everything around you. But that was my Salem haul. I hope that you guys enjoyed my lengthy video of everything that I have gotten and showed with the books. I think with the Psychic Witch, I am going to go through that with my podcast and kind of go through each chapter and kind of do the same thing that I did with the 4 agreements and kind of cover each chapter. But yeah, other than that, I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and blessed be, guys.